How's everybody doing? How you doing? Welcome to the Power of the BI online course webinar. This is going to be a very quick webinar. We're running right at about 40-minute runtime. Um, this webinar is set primarily for those in the media profession to give you some idea of how you can use Power BI in media, how you can um, transfer your skills from whatever you're doing in media over into tech, and kind of use that new skill that's going on, or a new skill that's out there, called Power BI. So with that said, given that we are on a time scale, a time frame, I just want to welcome everyone. I am Terod Robertson. I'm a certified Microsoft data analyst and your guide for the Power of the BI course. This is all about unlocking the potential data through Power BI, a tool that is changing how organizations visualize and understand data. Before we start, I want to mention an exclusive offer for those who stay until the end. You can enroll in this course for a 50% discount within the next 48 hours. This is not an overall sales course or sales piece. In order for you to um, enroll in the course, but just letting you know, if you stay to the end, you will find a way to, or you will find out how uh, to join our course with a 50% discount. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I have years of experience in business intelligence as a data engineer, and I have certifications in many Microsoft tools. I believe the last count was maybe 7, including Power BI, data engineering, AI solutions, um, just to name a few. I've helped companies leverage Power BI to uncover insights and make data-driven decisions. I design courses to make these skills accessible to you regardless of your background. And this is one of those courses. And this course is Power of the BI, which can be found at powerofthebi.com. Powerofthebi.com. So you ask yourself, what is Power BI? Power of the BI is a comprehensive hands-on course over 16 weeks. I'll guide you step by step to proficiency in Power BI, transforming raw data into actionable insights. By the end, you'll have mastered essential skills to build dashboards, reports, and drive decision making. What is Power BI? Power BI at the end of the day is data visualizations, primarily using dashboards. You can actually use these dashboards on your desktop or create the dashboards on your desktop. And those dashboards are actually called, at that stage of the creation, is a report. And then once you publish it, it is considered to be a dashboard. And we will actually go through fairly quickly, but give you some knowledge of how to create a dashboard for media within the media profession, from the beginning to end. And you'll get to see how that actually looks, and you'll probably be able to start making some mental notes as to how you will be able to use that in your particular organization. This course is ideal for analysts, managers, or anyone looking to add data visualization and reporting to the skill set. You don't need prior Power BI experience, just a passion for learning and an interest in data. Data is everywhere in every profession. Data is there. In this particular case, we're talking about the target audience being those of you out there in the media profession. So um, the the sweet thing about Power BI is, once you learn Power BI in your profession, you can transfer those skills over to other professions and be able to analyze data no matter where you go. So at that point, for those of you guys who may be looking to make career moves, for those of you guys who are looking to get into other types of industries, Power BI is perfect, because Power BI and data is everywhere. And if Power BI is not there yet, data is there, and that means that that company or that industry is not yet ready. Now, I don't think that there are very many industries out there that are not ready, but there are several companies that you can provide a great benefit to because of your Power BI skills, as you can learn right here at Power of the BI. And again, that's at powerofthebi.com. We have a 16-week program. Our 16-week course is broken down into 4 key areas: fundamentals, building reports, advanced analytics, and collaboration in Power BI. Each week builds on the last, so you will feel confident every step of the way. The next course begins in December. I believe it's the first week, the first Wednesday in December. The first course begins the first Wednesday in December, and this will begin weeks 1 through 4. In weeks 1 through 4, we'll cover the fundamentals of Power BI, such as connecting to data sources and using Power Query. By week 5, you'll start creating professional quality visuals, transforming data into insights. So again, our next course begins in December. 16-week course begins in December. Weeks through 9 through 12. By week 9, we're diving into advanced analytics with DAX functions, giving you tools to build more complex insights. You say, T, what is a DAX? DAX is pretty much the computer code used in Power BI. Now, some of you guys are saying, hey, that sounds a little spooky. I don't know if I really want to get into computer programming. It's not computer programming to the level in which we have known historically. It's basically giving us ways to create very specific types of calculations in Power BI. No need to be afraid. If I can learn DAX, you can learn DAX. And there are many resources out there these days that will allow you to advance your skills in DAX. So thus, you will be learning DAX, you will be learning some of the basic fundamentals, and then you will be able to grow on those fundamentals in your continued learning, as we would speak about later. Weeks 9 through 12 will be in March. So again, December, we have weeks 1 through 4. January, January, we have 5 through 8. March, we have 9 through 12. And of course, uh, December, January, February, we will have 9 through 12. I'm sorry. And March, we'll have 13 through 16. So that's actually a typo. February is weeks 9 through 12. In weeks 13 through 16, finally in weeks 13 through 16, we'll cover sharing and collaborating within Power BI services so you can publish your work to a broader audience. What does that mean, T? What that means is when you create a Power BI report, that report is created on your desktop. Now, can you create a Power BI report on your out in the cloud? Yes, you can. In order to create Power BI reports on your desktop, it must be on a PC. You cannot create at the time of this recording, you're not able to create Power BI reports on any other type of machine except for a PC. Power BI is a Microsoft tool. It's a Microsoft application. So therefore, you can expect that the integration of systems, be it Microsoft, will all be able to integrate with Power BI. Thus, you will need a PC in order to create reports using Power BI. I did mention that you are able to create some reports out on the cloud, and that is an actual fact. That's actually called Power BI Service, which is app.powerbi.com. We will not be creating reports in service. When you create a report in service, it's almost I'd like to use a term. Well, I don't want to use a term, but it is the term. It's more of a watered down product, so you're not able to do as much creating a report in service as you are able to build that report in on your desktop and then do what we call publish the report. So what we will be doing is we will be building the report, creating the report on your PC. We will be publishing it to Power BI service, which is app.powerbi.com. And at that point, we will be creating what we know as a dashboard. A lot of individuals who are not totally familiar with Power BI, but have some familiarity with Power BI, kind of use the term report and dashboard interchangeably. But as a Power BI professional, When we create the report on your desktop, that's a report. When we publish it out to the web, that's called a dashboard. The projects that we will be creating are all hands-on projects. Everything is hands-on. The only way to learn Power BI is to do it. So therefore, we will be learning projects hands-on. This course includes real-world project like creating dashboards for sales, HR, marketing, and of course, media. And all of that encompasses media as we speak. These projects are designed to simulate real business scenarios, making sure that you're ready to apply those skills in in your own work. Q&A session. So the way that the course is structured such as we do meet live twice a week. We will be meeting live twice a week. We meet on Wednesdays and we meet on Saturdays. We meet from Wednesdays for 1 hour. We meet on Saturdays for 1 hour. Everything else is live. Everything else is self-paced. This is a self-paced course. It's designed to be a 16-week course. I know it can be done in 8 weeks, and if you put your pedal to the metal, and you exercise your grind, you will probably be able to finish this course in 6 weeks if you would like to do so. The quicker you complete the course, the quicker you're going to be ready to get out there in real world. Once you complete this course, you will be applying for senior level positions, senior level Power BI positions. What does that mean, Tarod? That means that the salary ranges will be somewhere between $80,000 to $115,000. In recent times, it was consistent at 115. Currently, I'm seeing numbers come in somewhere around 95, 97, but 80, I have heard several of our students receiving offers at 80. It's totally up to you what your needs are, but at this point, the salary ranges are somewhere around $80 to $115,000 after you finish this course. Peer review and feedback. You'll also participate in peer reviews to provide and receive feedback, gaining new perspectives on your work. Again, in order to learn Power BI, you have got to do the projects. And in order to understand whether or not your projects are up to par, or if there are things that you should change or could change, or if there's anything that's new out there that you are not using within your reports, you will be able to speak with myself and several other individuals that are already in the industry and communicating with your peers as well. And resources to make your learning experiences seamless. We provide everything you need. And basically, that's the online course materials itself, from templates to ready to use data sets, along with access to private community forum where you will be able to communicate with us, the instructors, and with your peers in private forums. As far as what you need as a tool, you need a PC. You will need a PC and it needs you. At the end of the day, you need a PC. There will be several applications that you will need to download to your PC, but that's not something that we need to go too deep into right now. But if you ask, if I don't have, you say you don't have a PC right now, what requirements do you need? I would say get a PC that has a minimum of 16 gigs of RAM. 16 gigs is going to be more than enough for what you need. Are there going to be less expensive computers out there, less expensive PCs out there that have 8 gigs? The answer to that is yes. Chances are you could run into you could run into some issues with 8 gigs. 16 gigs is going to be more than enough. 8 gigs might be and might not be enough. So I suggest um, working in this course on a PC using 16 gigs. The support system, we offer email support, chat assistance for quick questions. You will have all the help you need to succeed. The goal of this course, the goal of this program is to make sure that you're ready to get out there in the real world and compete for one of those tech positions, entry level, not entry level, but senior level positions in utilizing Power BI data analytics. So therefore, it's our goal to make sure that you are successful. You get on the job and you need some help. You don't have to worry about whether or not, I don't understand what's going on, because if you get out there and you find yourself stuck, you will have access to your peers within your course, and you will have access to us as instructors to help you out, or to lead you to the in the direction that you need to go. We have several success stories. We have several success stories. I am not going to go out and tell you all types of non-truths and say we have hundreds of thousands of people that have gone through this course and are ready to jump back in and tell you, hey, power of the BI is definitely what it is. No, that's not the case. We have several people that have succeeded through this course. I myself, I created this course after I went through another boot camp, very similar to this, very similar to the structure in which this course is designed. And then I designed this course in similar to that course, but that was not a power BI course. That was not a reporting course. It touched on reporting in another aspect. That aspect was more so SSRS, but you can Google Microsoft SSRS if you like, which is it's the precursor to Power BI. But at the end of the day, what I did was I went out and I um, took all the components that I used to learn Power BI and implemented it into a course program. And then I taught it to several individuals that have been successful in the industry. And we are ready to share our stories with you. We are ready to share our stories with you. This is not make believe. This is the real deal. At the end of this course, you will receive a certificate of completion. Upon completion of the course, upon completion of this course, you'll receive a certificate, a powerful addition to your resume that demonstrates your Power BI skills. You will receive a certificate of completion, and you will be excited to have that certificate of completion, because this course is not going to be an easy course. Now, let me retract and let me clarify. It's not going to be an easy course. It's going to be a very uh what's the word? It's going to be a very challenging course, because you are going to be attempting to enter the industry with senior level experience. So it's going to be a challenging course. It's not a course that you need to have a 4-year college computer science degree or a 4-year college information technology degree, but it's going to put you on pace to compete with some of those individuals for jobs in Power BI, data analyzations. Career opportunities with Power BI. Power BI skills open doors to numerous career opportunities, including roles as data analysts, BI developers, and more. If you want to Google data analysts and BI developers, you can. Those are the two main career paths that we are striving to get you on. And we will go more in depth into that as we get into the class. But those are the two roles that we that you will be interviewing for. The tools covered again throughout the course, you'll become proficient in key tools with Power BI, including Power Query and DAX. Each tool has its own role in turning data into insights. Power Query, I spoke about DAX as far as being the coding language for Power BI. Power Query is how we transform data, how we change the data to make it how we want it to look, how we clean the data. Uh, Oftentimes, you'll get data, for instance, say someone, uh, say someone, you ask someone for $100. Well, say you ask someone for $1 to buy some candy. Well, rather than giving you a dollar bill, they give you 100 pennies, right? Well, you don't need to buy um, let's just say you don't need to spend the whole you don't need to spend the whole dollar on the candy. So you've got to, for the lack of any better term, clean it up and make it easier to use. So it may be easier to count your money, take it to the bank, dump it in the machine, and then get $1 back, or get 4 quarters back, or get 10 dimes back. Same thing with data. Oftentimes you'll get the data that you need, but it won't be how you need it to look. So you need to change the data. That's called data transformation. So that's what we call transforming the data, and we transform data in Power Query. I wanted to take a quick minute out of the webinar to introduce what I call my 30-day tech planner. I know many of you guys probably are not going to be interested in Power BI. Some of you will, or maybe I should say some of you guys will be interested in Power BI, and some of you won't. But there are other tech professions out there, other tech industries that you could actually get into. I don't necessarily try to promote any one particular tech industry or tech boot camp, but I do know that there are many different tech boot camps that are out there. But you can be introduced to all, or you can prepare for them all the same way. Um, and basically, what I've done is I've created a 30-day tech transition planner, which gives you a step by step what to do for the next 30 days to prepare for a career in tech. And basically it just outlines, the things that you should do, the things that you should look for, the questions that you should ask, whether it be to yourself or whether it be in search or whatever the case may be, so that you can identify what is the best career for you to transition into in tech. So if you just follow the link that I have below in this video, you will be directed to my 30-day tech transition planner. And I hope that it provides you with some valuable insight. So once again, if you get an opportunity or if you're interested in learning about other tech careers outside of Power BI or business intelligence, download my 30-day tech transition planner. Now, let's move back over to the webinar. Why choose Power BI? This course is more than just a tutorial. Or why choose Power of the BI? This course is more than just a tutorial. I've designed it to be practical, interactive, and impactful with real world examples, tailored feedback to make sure you're ready to apply these skills. Why you choose Power to BI? There's no other data bootcamp out here as in-depth, detailed, and as challenging as the course that we are speaking of right now, which is Power of the BI. Course requirements. 1 is enrolling in the course. 2 is showing up. 1 is enrolling in the course, and 2 is showing up. You are allowed to miss you're allowed to miss 2 courses, two class sets, 2 live class sessions. You're expected to stay on course, on track with your independent study. If you miss 2 live sessions, you will be asked to discontinue that session and to start over and begin with the next class, which typically is every 30 days. All you need is a basic knowledge of Excel and computer with Power BI installed, no advanced prerequisites. Schedule and time commitment. Again, the course requires commitment around 2 to 3 hours per week. That's just it. Just a few hours weekly for a transformative skill. It's a detailed week by week learning. And our detailed week by week learning objective pretty much is each week has a clear objective, from connecting to data sources to publishing reports. You'll see a steady progress and build up of skills. If you show up, you will learn. If you show up, you will learn. Additional resources and continued learning. Additional resources and continued learning. You will have lifetime access to the course materials so you can revisit key concepts anytime you want. Actually, you will have 6 months of access to the materials. You'll have 6 months access to the materials. You will be able to you will be able to participate in the next course up, which will then give you additional amount of time in this course if you need, but you really shouldn't need 6 months within this course. Once you finish this course in 16 weeks, uh, I would say you probably don't need much more than another 8 weeks of refreshing as you're interviewing, as you are touching bases. Because once you get your position, once you get that job, uh, you will have access to us, the instructors in your peer group. So this course is not something that you're not going to necessarily have to bounce back on. Plus, you'll have all your information, all your homeworks, and that information anyway. The sign up process, register now. The sign up process is register. Go to powerofthebi.com, go to powerofthebi.com and enroll. I don't want to push that too much because I don't want to make this seem like this is a sales tactic, but there is a limited time discount offer. For those of you who sign up within the next 48 hours, we're offering a 50% discount. Don't miss out on the incredible opportunity to invest in yourself. Again, we are offering a 50% discount for the next 48 hours for you to sign up for this course. Of course, we are going to be going into we're going into the actual Power BI and seeing how to create those reports here very shortly, and to see how they refer to those in the media profession. The next course begins the first Wednesday in December. Again, the next course begins the next Wednesday, the first Wednesday in December. Next session begins soon, so don't wait. This is your moment to take action. Again, we don't have millions of billions of people that we're saying that have gone through this course. We have successful people, successful individuals that have gone through this course. So for those of you that are out there, uh, you will be able to communicate with those that have gone through this course. You'll be able to communicate with those of us that are instructors, and you will be able to communicate with your peers that are having successes as well. Trust me, you will learn Power BI. Now, we said that for the next 48 hours, if you enroll in this course, I know I have here that it's the next 24 hours. It's actually for the next 48 hours. If you enroll in this course, you'll get a 50% discount. Regular price for the course is $24.95, and the which breaks us down to $12.50 if you sign up within the next 48 hours and use the code media POTBI. Again, media POTBI. So that is it for the presentation piece of power of this webinar. Now let's go over to our desktop and let's talk about what Power BI actually is. And I need to share that screen because I'm not sharing. Okay. No, cancel that. Cancel. Minimize. Let's stop sharing here and let's start sharing. And that's not what we want to share. I'm sorry. Stop sharing. Share. I think this is it. So this is what Power BI, this is what a Power BI report looks like. When we click this icon here, this is the Power BI icon, and this is what um, it looks like when we open a new page. Now we want to go get data. Now data is what we're building our report from. Data is what we are building our report from, which is all the information that's out there stored somewhere. So basically, we're going to click Get Data, and we're going to determine where that data is coming from. And as you see here, we have several sources that we can use to go get the data that we can use to integrate into Power BI. Excel, Power BI, semantic models, data flows, Dataverse, SQL Server, analysis services, text, web, OData, blank query. Then we have even more. there are a bunch of places, a bunch of different sources that we can use to get data. So if you have an ERP system, if you're using SAP, if you're using Snowflake, if you're using data flows, there are a lot of different places where we get data. What I like to tell people, because people say, hey, have you ever used Snowflake or have you used SAP? It doesn't matter to me. Data is data. I can get data. So if I can get data, I am good. So at the end of the day, I've gone to one of those sources and I have gone to go get data. Now, when I bring that data in, bring that data in, those tables that I bring in are going to come over here. The tables that we're going to be looking at here are tables from a radio station. The radio station is the media outlet that we are going to be using. We're looking at radio stations. So basically, I went and got data, and all of the tables came here. The view that we're looking at right here again, that we initially came to is the report view. The next view is the table view, and that's showing us all the tables that came in when we went to get data. So as we did that, as we did that, now we can see the data that's within this group. So those of you out there that are in media, again, what the media that we are using to look at here is a radio station or several radio stations. So we have radio station call letters, the station IDs, the location of the radio stations, the genre. Basically, the two genres that we're looking at is sports radio and hip hop. Then we have state abbreviation. Now, if I come back over to home and I go to transform data, see here, um, over to transform data. This is what I was talking about initially or before when I said Power Query. The reason why I bring this up is because initially, when I built this, when I brought this data in, it only had the location. It had the city and state. And what I wanted to see was I wanted to see the actual state abbreviation so that I would be able to work with it. So basically, what I did was I transformed the data. I said transform data. I said add column. And the column I wanted to add was state abbreviation. I extracted the data. I extracted um, the state abbreviation, and I made it a column all by itself so that I can just see it as a state as opposed to the city and the state. And we'll see why I did that here shortly. Then I came over to close and apply, and it made those changes for me. And now we are here in the table view. The next view that we have is the report view. And in the report view is where the data connects and to other tables so that uh, the tables can be interactive. And we'll see here shortly that the tables in Power BI are that these tables in Power BI are interactive. Now, I didn't make a very complex model, but this is called the model view. But we're seeing the model here. The model schema that you like to use in Power BI, or you'll commonly hear that's used in Power BI is called the star schema. And basically what that means is there's a table in the center, and then there's going to be tables that's around that center table, and this table will connect for the most part to every table in the report so that the table could be interactive, and this table is the table that tells all the other tables what to do, when to do it, when to change colors, when to add, when to subtract, the whole nine. But we'll look at that here shortly. Again, this is called the model view. Again, this is called the table view. And in the table view, I created another table called measures. In my measures, I created DAX calculations, and this is what we were speaking about before when we were talking about DAX calculations. And these are called measures. We create measures using DAX. Basically, it's just a computer program. And as you can see, it's not too complicated. It's not, some Python script that you've never seen before. It's going to take you 3 months to learn Python. No, that's not the case. So these are these are just very simple measures that we use to create this report. Now, this is what the screen looks like again when we open the Power BI report. But now we want to create a table. So if I come over, well, before I do that, if I want to create a table, I come over here and I see that this is the table icon. Now, I am going to bring this icon in. For the sake of time, I've already created a table. So I'm going to delete this so it won't be something that's there. I've already created a table, but the way that I created that table, I came over, I clicked this icon, which is a table icon, and I brought it into my report. So I come here, now we see that we have a table icon, and you can see that this table is outlined, and the information that we put into this table is call letters. And basically we went to the table here and we brought in call letters, we brought in connections, and we brought in station ID. Just that simple. We just checked it, or we drug it in. What did we drug it? You drag it in, you drag it into the table over here, or you can drag it into the columns here. And that's how we created this table. Now we want to create a column chart. And basically what a column chart is, if you had sixth grade math, or anyone in the past that have had sixth grade math, uh, you'll see that a column chart is basically what we know as a column chart. In this case, it's a clustered column chart. I'm not going to go too in depth into what the difference between a clustered column and a 100% stack column, but we're going to bring in a clustered column. We do the same thing. We're going to click on clustered column. Now, I'll come over to the tab. We've already created the column. I just clicked on that column chart. It created, and then we can see what data we use. We just put the state abbreviation into the x-axis, and we put the call letters into the count of the call letters into the y-axis. Just that simple. I mean, it's just that simple. Now we want to bring in a pie chart. We come in and we just click on the pie chart, and the pie chart will come over just as the column chart and the table did. And now we want to see what's being used here in the pie chart. And we can see we're using count of hip hop and the count of sports. And this is basically the count of hip hop stations and the count of sports stations. Now, we also want to bring in a map visual because we want to see what locations these radio stations are coming from. So I'm going to come over and I'm going to select the map visual. The map visual is going to come over, and now we want to see what is going to be in the map. And basically in the map, we have state name and we have count of station ID. Just as simple. Now we see we have a pretty much of a report that has come together. But we also want to give it, get a little fancy with it. We want to add the title in the heading, put the logo in here. So we added the logo, we added the name of what it is. It's a media dashboard. And of course, as I said before, this is not a dashboard. This is only a report. It does not become a dashboard until we publish the report. And I'll show you here how do we publish the report. So we are going to see here. We're going to come over to publish. This report is going to publish. Do you want to save changes? Yes. And this report is going to publish. Now, as we see it here, I'm going to cancel because it's already published. As we see here, now we have it in the report view. And the reason why many get confused or don't really understand the difference between a report and a dashboard is because they look the same. But if you look here, I'm going to click each individual visual, and you can see that we can make changes to the visual and that's pretty much what it is. In a report view, you can make changes. You can click each individual visual. Now, we can also click on the different states. And this is what I was saying before in the model view, because we have that star schema, that one table that will be set at the center of the star schema will allow us to click the button one time, and we'll be able to see changes within our report. So now we've got different saturations for for each state that have um, that have radio stations. So those that have a large number of radio stations, they are darker color in the map visual. Those that have a few radio stations, they are lighter color in the map visual. And those that don't have any radio stations, or they don't have any blue colored saturation. Now, again, in order to make this a dashboard, we have to publish it. We don't share our report, our report. We share our dashboard. So we're gonna publish the dashboard. And now when I go out to, again, app.powerbi.com, and then I've got blah 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 blah. Now this is a dashboard. Now, as you can see now, when I click in these different areas, this is just like a website. So it's like a web page. You're not able to change or edit the visuals here. You're not able to edit the different visualizations, but you do see the different color saturations, and you also are able to click on individual states within the map. And as you click on the individual states, you can see how those clicks in the map will make will make changes to the other visuals. Now, in addition to that, we can also click on the website that is in the connection. For instance, we can click on this website and it'll take us to the radio station, and we can listen live to that radio station. Okay. Um, we can also select a state, and now we only have those states, and we can find that radio station within those states. And again, we can listen live again. Okay, so that is just how simple. And that a radio station just kicked in. Let me turn that off. Don't want to violate any. Don't want to violate any copyright infringements, anything like that. Not sure if it does, but let me turn that off. Okay, so that is power of the BI in a nutshell. What we do is we teach you how to create dashboards for your organization. And if you are not in an organization that's using dashboards, you have at that point upskilled yourself and you can create dashboards. And what I am saying is that at that point, you are in an area where you should be at minimum commanding somewhere between 47 and $55 an hour. But that is another conversation, not necessarily for this particular deal. But anyway, let me stop sharing here and start sharing back here. And I want to go to, let's see, to my presenter view. And again, I just would like to ask you guys if you are interested to join this course for the next 48 hours. Again, it's not 24. For the next 48, I think I said 24 before, but I'm going to honor the 48 hours. I'm going to change that right here on the fly. But for the next 48 hours, if you want to sign up for this course, learn Power BI, upskill yourself, uh, there's a 50% discount using the code media POTBI using the code Media POTBI. Thank you for joining in on this webinar. And I look forward to seeing you join the class. I look forward to seeing you join the class. Once again, thank you and have a great day.